Hello, I am Neeraj Mishra, and today we are going to discuss how Oxford Union addresses the debates over there are influencing our social media and taking up a lot of space in our social media. In my old college, St. Stephen's College, Delhi, we used to have an informal discussion group where everyone from Manishankar Iyer to Pranab Mukherjee would come and debate or would come and at least address. Those were the days when no one had mobile phones, so we could not put them on social media as it can be done today. And now, during the peak electioneering season, these debates have occupied a lot of public space in the social media segment at least, and it's being discussed all around. The core idea of a union debate, Oxford Union debate, uh, is that we should discuss, if it involves India, we should discuss primarily the things that affect India today or have in the past. It was popularized by Shashi Tharoor's address, maybe I think 3-4 years ago, when he made a popular statement that India should get the 45 trillion that England owes the country for having looted it for about 200 years. So that address itself was beautiful. It was well rehearsed, well debated, and well presented. Now, this year, there are a few people who had been invited to debate a subject: is India under Modi on the right path? For the topic, which means that it's on the right path, Palki Sharma of various TV channels and now perhaps with First Post, she debated, and for against the topic was Mr. Prashant Bhushan.
Thank you, Mr. President. Namaskar and good evening to all of you. We're debating India's path tonight, and I could wrap my argument in one sentence borrowed from the White House. Go to New Delhi and see it for yourself. But I've been given more time than that, so I will tell you what I see. Earlier this week, I was on my way to the Delhi airport. There was a lot of traffic. At one point, the car stopped. On the roadside, I saw two vendors. One was selling fruit, the other was selling coconut water. What caught my attention was not what they were selling, but how they were selling it. Both had a QR code prominently displayed. And every single customer walked up to them, scanned this QR code, and paid for their purchase, every single one of them. I have lived in many Indias. The wary India where exciting policies and positions were abandoned. The self-doubting India, where decisions were taken based on global opinion. And today, a more confident India where the world comes for leadership and inspiration. You cannot put a premium on that. Indians are more prosperous at home and hence more confident abroad. We are proud of what we share with the world. Bollywood, masala chai, yoga, cricket. India today is a soft power giant. At the same time, India is not a timid democracy that tolerates terrorism or betrayals. When Pakistani terrorists attacked Kashmir's Pulwama, India carried out surgical strikes on Balakot. Today's India is not a pushover country, it's a world power. We are shaped by years of subjugation, not defined by them. We are excited about our global responsibilities, not wary of them. This change and confidence comes from growth at home. India's per capita income has gone from 86,000 rupees in 2014 to 172,000 rupees now. It has doubled. And now I'm going to talk about India's global position. Because your path is also about your role in the world. Are you a troublemaker or a consensus builder? I think there is no doubt as to where India stands. India is a member of the Quad and the SCO. India is invited to the G7, but is also a member of the BRICS. India rubs shoulders with the West, but also leads the global South. Which other country can claim to juggle these roles? And how does India do it? Because we are not trying to play an outsized role in the world, we are trying to play the right role. A lot of people say that India is losing control of South Asia. I say South Asia was never India's to control. New Delhi is building relations based on mutual respect and equality, and the results show beyond government interactions. Countries like Nepal and Bhutan are using India's online payment systems. Students from the neighborhood come to India for training, grants, and scholarships. This government has aced what we call Buddhist diplomacy. The world stands with us against Chinese expansionism. The global south looks up to us for leadership. The global north looks up to us for partnership. I think that's the hallmark of great diplomacy and statecraft, when you're loved and respected in all quarters. More importantly, when you're trusted in all quarters. And that has been the beauty of India since 2014. We've uplifted 140 million people out of poverty. We did so while conducting free and fair elections, dozens of them.
The thing is, both of them presented points of view which are already well known in India, at least. Maybe not to the Oxford Union or the Oxford students, but at least all these issues, all these topics are well known in India. What Palki presented should have been effectively rebutted by Prashant Bhushan. It seemed like both came up with their own well-prepared speeches and delivered them. Naturally, they are for and against the subject. So, as you watch them, you'll realize that this is what had happened. Over here, I would like to rebut some of the points in the way I would have done it if I was invited to the union debate. Palki started by saying that she is proud of the fact that someone selling coconut water on the road up to the Delhi airport was asking for money through those Paytm and Google Pay and those payment systems. It's nothing new. It's what China has been doing it for last maybe 10 years or more. In fact, only the countries where payment systems or banking systems are not safe, they are impressed by such knowledge, like Pakistan or Bangladesh, where people are impressed that the chai wala or the coconut water wala can also take money through a payment system, through the mobile or through. Thing is, she presented India as a soft power giant. That too is well known. It started maybe in the 90s. Our people who studied in IITs and good institutes like Tata, they were today, if there are CEOs world over in companies like Google and Microsoft and all, they are not products of these last 10 years. They've been there. They studied. My generation of people. So something good must have been done before that, in the 60s, to produce people in the 80s who are leading the world today. Ajay Banga was with me in college. So Palki went on to say that India was a self-doubting nation till Modi took over. Where is the self-doubt? We have always been a nation which is like a behemoth, which moves slowly. We take decisions slowly. We have a huge population of underprivileged people who have to be served. So naturally things percolate very slowly. We have our problems of corruption. They have always been there, but it has not reduced in the last 10 years. The same speed of development is the same. What used to be called Hindu rate of growth in the 80s or 60s, 70s maybe has marginally improved because of the technology. Then she went on to say our proud exports are Bollywood, masala chai and stuff like that. We always had this kind of exports. If you're going to compare, our Bollywood always doing well. It is only next to Hollywood. Even in the 80s, 90s. Masala chai kya? What, butter chicken was more famous in Britain. Curry is still their national dish. then obviously she has to come down to India versus Pakistan to show that India is doing very well under Modi. It's not that. It's attacking Balakot, or we have beaten Pakistan hollow several times. In 65, 71, we have separated the nation. We gave birth to a new nation called Bangladesh in 1971. What are we proud about striking some, returning the favor in Pulwama? It is not. India's existence cannot be weighed against the existence of Pakistan, which is a country of 20 crore people and actually our cousins. We should get over that feeling now. That would be progress. When she was presenting the figures, she said 86,000 used to be the 86,000 rupees annually used to be the per capita income. It's now 1,76,000. When it used to be 86,000, dollar was 50 rupees. Now it is 85 rupees. So if you do the math, you realize we are in the same space. We are still giving free ration to 80 crore people in the country. Is that progress, or is that the right path? Then she harped on great diplomacy, that when the world looks at us to tackle China, we've hardly been able to tackle China, but that's a very long and complex subject on which no one agrees from the ruling party, and no one wants to go much further from the opposition. But what we need to see for ourselves and agree is that our diplomatic relations with any of the neighbors has never been as bad as it is today. Even Maldives, even Pakistan, Nepal, except for maybe Bhutan, which is just a baby, and Bangladesh to some extent. Otherwise, we are at a constant loggerhead with all of them, and China is supporting all of them. China is pumping in more money into Sri Lanka, Maldives, Pakistan, Nepal, and it has occupied Bhutanese territory. So, what have we been able to do about it? So, things are not any worse than they used to be. Things have not improved as much as they could. Modi may be given another chance. We may see more of the same. That is my feeling. Thank you. Hindustan Zindabad.